We are back with some more Kiattoko Handmade. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going today? Wherever you're located across this beautiful flat earth of ours, I hope you're having a wonderful flat day. Wherever the hologram second sun is shining upon your flat land, may it be adventurous and prosperous. In today's video, I'm very excited because I'm going to be talking about another pair of Kiattoko Handmade boots. You remember several months back, I released a video about my very own Kiattoko Handmade boots that were actually originally intended for my buddy Mario, but I actually bought them off of him because they fit me perfectly, and if that's the case, then they're not going to fit him. My other buddy on Instagram reached out to me. He runs an account called Dad Style Crisis. I quite like the idea behind his account because he's navigating fatherhood with style, sharing tips on dad fashion, lifestyle, and more. As a father myself, I too can relate to such struggles. We have kids, we have stable lives, but at the same time, we still want to feel like we're kind of cool to some degree. We still want to retain, we want to age gracefully, right? We want to do it with some style, some sprezzatura, as the cool kids say. Yeah, he's got a great boot collection. I think he's just getting started, but he's got great style, so I will leave a link to his Instagram in the description below, so go check out his page because he's exploring brands like Grant Stone, it looks like Parkhurst, Westco, really good taste, and he's got, yeah, cowboy boots, lots of denim going on. He's also obviously about to score an absolutely killer build here. So huge thanks to him for routing these to me, and let's get a look at these bad boys. So these are the Kiattoko, this is what they call the Old Boy. Now, I don't know much about the leather, but it does appear to be probably a horse rump by my eye. I see a lot of really neat character on the vamp here, what looks like some marbling masked beneath the black pigments, as well as on this panel here on the back heel stay. It's a smooth out, but I do see lots of just crazy character in there. And then what's cool is the upper quarter portion of the boot appears to be a waxed rough out, what I would assume to be the reverse side of the leather. And we've got just a beautiful perforated cap toe. I really love the dimensions on this Old Boy boot. This Old Boy is where Kiattoko sings. This is definitely going to end up being their flagship style because they just nailed the design. We also have cat's paw outsoles, absolutely insane. These are hard to get, so this is just a grail of a black boot. We've got black painted edges throughout the heel stack and the midsoles, and then really nice, what appears to be like a copper or a golden stitch, and then complementing any black boot, in my opinion, the hardware, it always has to be nickel. I do like polished brass, I like antique brass on black, but in my opinion, the best combination against a black upper is, of course, nickel hardware. Really love the look of that. I just love the elegant shape, how the whole thing comes together. One of the things that I truly appreciate about this style is we've got perforations not only on the cap toe, but along the back heel stay as well. Really ties it together eloquently, in a beautiful summation of style here. Well, not being too outlandish, you know what I mean? It's got just some subtle flair going on. That's what I really appreciate about these. And the tongue appears to be a matching leather to the upper, and it says Kiattoko Handmade on the inside. It appears to be fully lined, and yeah, both boots just have tremendous character throughout. And once again, I'm really appreciating the rough out on the quarter panels, both anterior and exterior. And then, so these are my old boys in Tuscanello horse rump. And so there are some differences here, as you can see. On Brandon's pair here, he's got a standard block heel, whereas mine has the woodsman heel back here. Mine also has a super grip Dr. Soul original outsole, which contrasts against the cat's paw quite dramatically, though they both do perform basically the same function. The cat's paw is just cooler because it's more rare, but still very much the same idea here. Let's see, his are 270-degree Goodyear welted, so are mine. Same back heel stays. The other difference here is that mine are a little taller. Mine are not by much or not by any meaningful amount, but my collar is just a little higher than his. Yeah, just 1/8 of an inch probably. And then, yeah, mine have 5 standardized 4-speed hooks. His has 4 standardized 2-speed hooks and then another eye at the top. So I have 9 eyelets. He has 7. So there's a little bit of a pattern difference here. I also notice on his there's stitching along the top of the collar. Mine does not have that. Oh, his also don't have the rivet here. Mine have the rivets, whereas his are stitched down. So yeah, there's some subtle pattern differences, and the size appears to be different too. I think his are probably a half size larger than mine. But yeah, for the rest of it, for the majority of the boot, it's pretty much the same. Same back heel stay. So yeah, there are some differences. I assume he would have customized these exactly to his liking there. So that's really cool. Looking at the Kiattoko Handmade Instagram, it looks like they just shut down. They said their order books are currently closed, but they do traditional last and shoemaking made to measure. So it's a very small operation. You got to be delicate with these guys, these small makers. They're not factories. They're not cranking out large amounts of production, right? They have to, a lot of the work is actually going back and forth with the customer, getting sizing figured out. Even then, that's not always a straightforward method. Sometimes sometimes sizes, it's not an exact science, but I do see that Kiattoko has used a lot of Maryam horse rump in the past, as well as shell cordovan. And yeah, once again, like, I like their builds, but where they really sing is in this old boy model. So anyways, with that, I'll shut it down because I want to get these sent off to Brandon. Once again, I will leave links to Kiattoko Handmade and Brandon's Instagram account, the Dad Style Crisis. So go follow them on Instagram for continued updates on the progression of these amazing boots patina. And anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks. End of transmission.